Hi, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about discipline. Discipline means to study, to learn, to teach. So when we're disciplining our children, really the idea is to teach our children. We must remember that children learn by observing, so we need to model good behavior, the behavior we want to see in our kids. Do what I say, not what I do doesn't work. It didn't work when we were young, it doesn't work now. We need to think about what we want to teach our children, and we need to figure out how to best achieve this. So I want to first talk about things we don't want to do and why we shouldn't do these things. We don't want you to hit, pop, smack, yell, or scream at our kids. This teaches them to do the same things when they're upset, when they're mad. These things also teach them to be afraid of us, teaches them to hide things from us, and it teaches them not to come to us for advice. When we yell or scream or hit, we're elevating the temperature of the situation. This often leads to even more difficult behaviors. It is okay when they're old enough to talk about their behavior and to make better choices. Do not tell them that you're mad at them. Do not tell them that they're dumb or they're worthless or that you never wanted them. Don't threaten them, wait till so-and-so gets home. So what do? Our intervention should be age appropriate. Your pediatrician or the Birth to 5 hotline can help us with this. The key in general is to be consistent, to have routine, and be predictable in how we're going to respond to things. It really matters. With our little ones, redirection away from the undesired behaviors is a very big help. Removing them or moving away from the situation that's causing undesired behaviors is also very beneficial for our children. So using timeouts but not overusing them is important. We can start using timeouts somewhere around the 9-month to 12-month age. Some psychologists do recommend that it's more beneficial to use shorter timeouts more frequently. For instance, 1 minute and 10 timeouts will help them learn what a timeout is by repetition. Others of us will recommend limiting the timeouts to minutes per year. So that means if our child is 2 years old, that we want to use a timeout for 2 minutes, and if they're 4 years old, it's 4 minutes. Timeout is not meant to punish our child or to socially isolate them, but it's help them guide and teach them discipline. The goal of a timeout is to briefly remove our kids from a difficult situation and to teach them how to self-calm. The key to timeouts is practice, practice, practice. It's best to practice with our kids multiple times when they're calm and they're in a good frame of mind before we have to use it for undesired behaviors. Practice involves having our kids sit in a desired location, showing quiet hands, quiet feet, and a quiet mouth, and then praise them for that behavior. Timeouts are effective when we're used immediately after the undesired behavior, and we want to use very short phrases. No hitting, timeout. No biting, timeout. We want to keep the talking to them at this point to be at the minimum. We don't want to have toys or other distracting objects in the area because this is unfair. The child's going to be distracted and it's going to be hard for them to stay in timeout. Sometimes it's very hard for a child to remain in timeout and remain seated. So we can try a walking timeout, which basically involves planned ignoring. Once the kid has calmed as we're walking them, whether carrying them or walking next to them, we want to praise them for their good behavior. We want to sit down with them in their timeout and praising them for a good job calming down. Now we can have them sit down for the timeout. Occasionally, our kiddo's going to have a really tough day, just like we do. If they can't stay in timeout for 3 times or so, we can try what we call just a warm, affectionate hug until their body relaxes, until that frustration, that pent-up irritation is gone. Big thing is timeout is over when they meet our time period. This is similar to the concept when we use time-ins. With a time-in, what we want to do is we want to sit near our child in a quiet environment and place, safe place. The goal is to allow them to settle down and be able to express their feelings to us. Again, timeout or time-in is over as soon as the time up is up. We should not readdress the behavior when another caregiver is home. By threatening to wait till mom or dad gets home, we're leaving that child in a state of anxiety and nervousness for the rest of the day. So what other things we really want to do, we want to catch our children being good. We really want to praise them with time and words, be specific. Really That time and those words are more beneficial and more helpful than using toys or food. These little words, this time is going to encourage the behavior to improve because the rewards we're giving the kid is pretty awesome. Okay? They like our attention, they like their interaction with us. So again, we really want to set up some special time with our kids one-on-one to do something he or she loves, to try something new. Let your child know that they have your undivided attention, that it's just you and them, and that they're the most important thing in the world to you, especially during these times.